And I need you to stand tall, Yang. I need you to stand tall. I need you to stand for something. Because Andrew Yang has a lot of good ideas. Mueller, she wrote, which is a terrible Twitter account. I don't know why I follow leftists, these corporate leftists, just to find out what they're doing. Just what a trash Twitter account. But I do follow this account. And it said, now Andrew Yang is refusing to answer questions about his idiot tweets about the FBI. He just keeps pitching his third party, which also happens to be the name of the book he's trying to sell. So what? What kind of take is that? Are you just promoting yourself, Jim Acosta, one of the most embarrassing former journalists? Before Trump was a journalist, after Trump became a corporate activist. He asked Andrew Yang in this interview. And I said, what you see here is what corporate Democrats do. They attempt to annihilate anything that threatens their power. Andrew Yang basically is now the Asian Donald Trump. That's how they're treating him. Persona non grata. He used to be on CNN, and he told the truth when he was on CNN. So he had some courage when he was on CNN. Now he's backing Liz Cheney. I think that's strategic. I don't think it's authentic. What he's trying to do is create this third party called the Forward Party. We've got the Republican Party, we've got the Democrat Party, we've got MAGA, and we've got the Libertarian Party. Those are the only four parties that are relevant right now. He's trying to create another party that is relevant. But he's not doing it the right way, in my opinion. Third parties don't have a chance. If you want to do something, Andrew Yang, take over the Democrat Party. I know it's hard, it's damn near impossible, but that's what you have to do. But no, he's not doing that. He's trying to do this third party called the Forward Party. In order to do that, you need a nutsack. You need cojones. And I'm going to show you Andrew Yang and why I am troubled by it. I got feedback. Some people weren't happy that I called him Bitch Yang. And I stand on that. I am not going away from that. I am going harder on it. I don't need you to be bitch made right now. This is not the time, Mr. Yang. And I'm not saying this to be hateful. I'm saying this to kind of guide you because I respect your ideas. I bought a math hat. I've go back, search on the channel. I have videos praising this guy. And I'm challenging him to be better. I'm challenging him to meet the moment, and we can all learn from this. I don't just say stuff just to say stuff. So some people also said I'm too soft or wishy-washy on certain topics. Probably because I want to make sure that I am not hateful or come across as hateful. So that's not what I'm not trying to tell him to do that, but I will stand for something though. Stuck in the middle doesn't mean I don't stand for something. And here's Andrew Yang, and this clip pissed me off.
It's one reason why we think the Forward Party is so vital, because we think there needs to be a broad, positive, unifying third-party movement. But I'm for anything that enhances national security and the rule of law. And our hope is that as the Attorney General and the DOJ dig in, that the American people get a lot of the answers that many of us are eagerly anticipating.
In the back, right next to his face on his right, is the book, The War on Normal People. I highly recommend the book. He's talking about the Industrial Revolution, really the tech industrial revolution that we are underway right now. I'm going to talk about Tesla, and the self-driving cars are getting better. They are getting incredible. People are worried about this happening, so they're lying about the safety of these cars, trying to make them sound not safety. I'm bringing that up because Andrew Yang is ahead of his time. And sometimes the people that I look at and look up to, sometimes I'm the hardest on. And that's why I'm hard on Yang. So I have no problem with what he said here. That's the Forward Party. What he's trying to do is get this third party where he sees MAGA, he sees Republicans, he sees Democrats, and he's going to say like, okay, some people might not roll with MAGA because they're afraid it takes some courage to rep MAGA outwardly, in my opinion, depending on where you are, where you work, all that kind of stuff. So he's like, some people don't like that. Some people, we know people don't like the corporate Republicans and Democrats. So Andrew Yang is going to be like, I'm corporate Democrat light. So I'm trying to take things back. He's calling it the forward priority. He's basically just trying to he's copying Trump's playbook is all he's doing. He's trying to say, make America great again within the Democrat Party. That in my opinion, that's all he's trying to do. So he's on CNN trying to promote it with an enemy. Jim Acosta is a political enemy. He is a protector of the corporate Democrat class. What Andrew Yang is doing is a threat to that. People don't like corporate Democrats. They don't like CNN. They could look at Andrew Yang and say, well, this is an alternative. I don't like Joe Biden, this ice cream eating senile fool. So I'm going to go to this other option. And I don't like MAGA. There's going to be people in that realm. There might be people on the channel that might look at this as a attractive option because they would never wear MAGA. I wore a shirt. I have plaid MAGA on one of my shirts. I don't wear that in public, and not because I'm afraid to rep it. It's just I don't want to necessarily have that conversation. So I'm just not in the mood for that conversation if that were to come up. But I actually wore it out, and nothing happened. But my point is, some people might not want to rep that at all. They might vote MAGA in the voting booth, but not rep it, and might be like, oh, I might be able to rep the forward party.
But are you saying that, I don't think you answered my question, are you saying that the Attorney General had political motivations with this search at Mar-a-Lago?
I trust that all of the DOJ employees, and particularly the FBI agents.
See, he wants to be the safe alternative. He's saying, I trust the DOJ. I trust all the state entities. I mean, this really should be something that would be attractive to like a Destiny streamer. Destiny trusts these institutions. They're not there. There's no evil there. So he's saying, I'm safe. I'm not going to be radical like MAGA, who's saying abolish the FBI now. That's where Andrew Yang's coming on. So let me stop for a second, make sure I get some chats in here. Metalopoly says, Shoehead, who I'm a big fan of, another person. There's a lot of people. There's 3 people I'm big fans of who have blocked me on Twitter. Shoehead has as well. But Shoehead asked on a post Yang put out about the Forward Party what they stand for. Nobody could give her a straight answer. Red flags abound. I think he's going to have to speak for himself. I don't know what his answer is on what that stands for. What's his slogan? Or I don't even know what the slogan is for it. It's like moving forward, something like moving forward together. But they have to work on some of that branding. Like, what are you about? That's why Make America Great Again was so powerful. And really all it is blue Make America Great Again. So I think the answer that Andrew Yang would want to say is, I want to go back to the before times, back to sanity, but looking forward to the challenge we're going to face. That's what he's really doing. I'm not a brander. I don't know what the slogan is, but that's what they are trying to do.
Are faithful public servants discharging their duty, and it hurts us all that people are singling out individuals in the way that Donnie described. It's truly awful.
So Andrew Yang is being disingenuous here. So he's just saying we should blindly trust the DOJ. Like there hasn't been any, especially when it comes to Trump. They're talking about Trump now in the raid and all that. So especially when it comes to Trump, why would we trust? We know for a fact that there have been hit jobs and lies against Donald Trump. That is a fact. We know that. So why would he be so quick to say that I trust him? Because he knows all this stuff. You can see it in his face, in my opinion. The same FBI. Now, I want to make sure it's clear because I think we're getting into that realm where they're trying to do the okey doke. Like this dude came out in Cincinnati and was acting this stupid dude or what, I don't know, whatever, mentally gone, doing whatever he did with the FBI headquarters. And what they're trying to do, in my opinion, is take it and say, okay, anybody who criticized, it's ramping up. Get rid of the FBI, get rid of the FBI. They're going to try and say that's hate speech. You can't say that. You'll pull the videos. I'm peaceful. I'm not talking about anything other than criticizing government institutions and finding a way to hold them accountable within the system, within the power of the system. And it has to be completely peaceful. You can see where that's going. That's where they're going with all this stuff. Is people did these silly things, and I think there are people who are in front of a FBI building or something, armed or something like that. I'm like, man, y'all got to stop that stuff, because all they're doing is using that. I don't know if these are plants or whatever, false flag. I don't know what they are, but all they're doing is trying to set up the okie doke. I mean, not for, probably would apply to little old me, but for Alex Jones or anybody, any libertarians, anybody who would say populist left. You're seeing people kind of unite a little bit. Populist left, libertarians, MAGA. That is the most dangerous thing in their eyes. And if I criticize, like, the Capitol building is still barricaded and locked down. What? Wow. It's been like a year and a half. So I want safety. I don't condone any kind of craziness, but we are in a dangerous time where it's like, I don't even know what I can say anymore. So I'm criticizing the FBI, period, point blank. If we can't do that, then I don't know. I don't even know what can we even say. So, but Andrew Yang doesn't want to do that because he doesn't want to get into that argument. He knows there's a legitimate argument. The FBI, the same FBIs that knew about the Oppo research that Hillary Clinton was doing, messing around with Michael Sussman, the same FBI with the Russian disinformation, the same FBI that said that Robert's laptop was Russian disinformation when it was verifiable. We know it's verifiably accurate now. No one's talking about it. The same one that did the unlawful FISA surveillance to frame Donald Trump as a traitor. And Andrew Yang says, yeah, I trust them. And he knows all this. So I know as politicians, you have to frame things and stuff like that. But can you believe him knowing all this? Look at his face.
And it hurts us all.
And political motivations with this search at Mar-a-Lago?
I trust that all of the DOJ employees, and particularly the FBI agents, are faithful public servants.
I'm listening to that again. Did you hear what he said? The volume might be a little low. I can't turn it up anymore. Did you hear what he said? He tried to dance around that. Listen to that. He said, I'm sure the agents were good. So he didn't say that the head honchos weren't political. Listen to this.
The Attorney General had political motivations with this search at Mar-a-Lago?
I trust that all of the DOJ employees...
He said all of the DOJ employees. Yang. So he did not talk... He did not say... Well, we were looking at Merrick Garland. He did not say flat out that he trusted Merrick Garland. He said DOJ employees. He's talking about the people underneath. I don't trust them either, but he's trying to distinguish here, I think. Then he said FBI agents. He didn't say Christopher Wray.
Particularly the FBI agents are faithful public servants discharging their duties.
Yeah.
And it hurts us all that people are singling out individuals in the way that Donnie described. It's truly awful.
Right, but going back to your tweet that you posted in response to this, you seem to be suggesting that it was okay for the former president to be bringing top secret documents to Mar-a-Lago. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, there were a few different legal rationales that were on offer, and the initial reporting talked about the classified documents in a particular way, and then the AG came out with another statement, and then the Espionage Act was invoked. So there have been different...
No, Jim, see, Andrew Yang is just too hemming and hawing. You know what, Jim? To run up in the crib of a former president, that is a high standard. So we need to see evidence or something, out of this world. It's never happened before, Jim. So I'm not going to get into the details of the documents. I haven't even seen them. I don't know the documents that he had or what he didn't have. They ran up in his crib when he was out of town. Is that normal to you, Jim? You think that should be normalized? I think he's the front runner, or MAGA, someone, DeSantis or whoever. DeSantis isn't really MAGA, but, front runner for 2024. Do you want them to run up in the crib of Barack Obama? Do you want them to run up in the crib of Hillary Clinton for the same thing? Don't play these games with me, Jim. I need more energy from you, Yang.
Different legal rules concerning these documents. And as more information comes out, it gets more and more serious.
Right. And Donnie was just laying out some of the shifting explanations for why Trump had these documents at Mar-a-Lago. We can put that graphic up on screen again. They're talking about everything from, the documents were declassified in advance. That today Trump is saying, well, they fall under attorney-client privilege. And some of the people who work for Trump and Trump even himself have suggested that these documents were planted. Do you buy any of the explanations coming from Trump and his team?
So there's a lot of this speculation out there of, well, this could have happened, that could have happened, Trump making allegations. Well, this reminds me of 2020, Jim. I don't know. See, that's the problem when these agencies are not transparent. We're repeating the same mistakes, Jim. And why aren't you answering these questions with the intelligence I know you have, Andrew Yang? Jim, we don't know. Do you know something I don't know, Jim? Were you there? I don't know. I'm not saying Trump is right. I'm saying I don't know. And this lack of transparency is what allows Donald Trump or anybody else to say, well, I have questions. The president of the United States hasn't even come out and spoken on this yet. He doesn't have to speak on it specifically, but he could say, well, I know the temperature in the country is boiling up. Let's cool it down. It's not on any hate your neighbor type stuff. If you're MAGA or whoever you are, let's love each other and move on, or whatever you want to say. You're talking about, well, are you buying Trump? It's not about do I buy Trump or not, number one. Number two, you do realize what the political temperature is in our country right now, Jim. So on top of the high standard, it's never happened before, you're throwing a match on a situation that's already the flames are already starting up. Regardless of who's right or who's wrong or who's telling a lie or who's not, that you don't know. And listen to the energy Andrew Yang has. He doesn't have the energy that's needed for this moment.
And then, no, the hodgepodge of explanations, it tells you a lot because a lot of them are internally inconsistent. But the tough reality we're in, Jim, which you and I both know, is that there are now maybe 100 or 1,000 different versions of reality that are being accepted by Americans of different.
So he's saying the same thing I just said, but it's so hemming and hawing and soft and just like, it's like, I don't know. It's like putting a steak in a blender or something. It's like, what are you doing?
Ideological backgrounds, and it's going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah, but forgive me for trying to pin you down here, Andrew. I'm just trying to.
Oh, please.
Are you okay with Trump taking top secret documents to Mar-a-Lago? Let's put it that way.
Again, of course not. I'm for anything that in.
Bruh, the temperature of our country is so hot, and you're worried about Trump taking documents to Mar-a-Lago. I don't even know what the documents are. What the hell are you talking about? You're saying, am I okay with something? I don't even know what he has. What are you talking about, Jim? Are you okay with throwing a match onto the country at this moment? Are you okay with that, Jim? Because I'm not okay with that.
Enhances our national security and the rule of law.
And let me ask you about your new Forward Party, because you say it's an attempt to appeal to what you say is the moderate common sense majority. It's also the same name as your book. Is this an attempt to pump up book sales?
Well, I'd have to say this would be a pretty silly way.
Is this an attempt to pump up book sales? Jim, do you understand that running for office and starting a party is marketing? Yeah, it's about pumping up book sales. Of course it is. The book is about the third party. The book is about what we're trying to do. What is going on? Of course it is. Not for me to make money off of a book. I already got a book. I don't need that. This is starting a party. So yes, I want people to pick up the book. The book's at Amazon right now. Here's what it's about. Absolutely, it's about selling the book so people can read that there's an alternative to you. What happened to you when Trump won, Jim? You turned into a mess. You turned into an embarrassment. That's why I'm trying to sell my books, because it's an alternative to you. Why isn't Andrew Yang bringing that energy?
Way to go about it, given that we co-founded a national party.
See, now he has Jim Acosta making him look like a bitch. That's why I called him Bitch Yang, because of this.
That now has tens of thousands of Americans signed up, co-chaired by former governor of New Jersey, Christine Todd Whitman. And the fact is 62% of Americans.
But are you
want
just
a
promoting
third party.
yourself? I guess what I'm asking is, are you just?
No, I'm promoting a party, a political party. You realize that all these people in DC have books, Jim? That they're the ones promoting themselves. I'm starting up a new party. Do you know how hard it is to start a new political party?
Out there promoting yourself with this.
Again, Jim, that there are, as you can.
No, so you have to understand if you're doing an interview, it is now turned hostile. Jim Acosta is not asking questions just to ask questions. He's asking questions with the purpose of making you look like a bumbling idiot. And that's what you look like.
Easily imagine there are hundreds of better ways to go about promoting a book than starting a political.
This is his opportunity. He doesn't even have his talking points. Just like someone in the chat said that Shuan Head asked, well, what's your party about? And Shuan Head didn't he really get a good answer? This is your chance right now. What are you about? See, the thing is, he's really about much of what MAGA's about, in my opinion.
Party to do so. I mean, I'm building this party because 62% of Americans want it. We're more polarized than ever. And the fact is that
see, Jim's not even listening anymore. He's got his next thing queued up.
Two parties have divvied up the country.
You see him, he's looking down. Jim's not even paying attention because it's like this bumbling idiot.
So that